Hi everyone, my name is Shadina Bibi. To continue on what my friend said, teachers of English in Iran might be seen as bridges between local, national, and international tendencies. There is currently a thirst for English in Iran. This is evident in the growth of private language institutes that teach English. Students see the role of language in global communication and are well aware that skills in English are useful for study and employment and for personal and cultural development. As you can see the article. Uh, Some years ago, students decided studying English in schools and universities were interested in joining private institutes to join academic courses to learn and improve their English language abilities. But nowadays, students are motivated to take part in English language proficiency tests and to receive international English proficiency certificates. As this certificate is a required document to apply for international universities, and many students wish to study in an international university beside academic adventures. Now, IELTS or TOEFL tests and related preparatory courses are very popular in Iran. Language tests are controversial issues and continue to make debates among language researchers and test developers. Tests such as International English Language Testing System, which is called IELTS, and Test of English as a Foreign Language, which is called TOEFL, serve as somehow a gatekeeper for admission of international students to English speaking university. The daily increase in the demand of students uh, worldwide for getting prepared for the high stakes test has led to complex preparatory classes, and in a way that the present situation could rightly be referred to as test preparation industry. In Iran too, test preparatory classes have been quite common in the last few years. IELTS, as all of you know, is a task-based test which has been considered as a reliable indication of English proficiency on an international scale. The IELTS test is established and widely used as international English language proficiency exam that comes in two formats, each for a different purpose, academic and general training. The last, it has four sections, and for each of the language skills, which are equally weighted to give an overall average band of proficiency measured from 0, which is the lowest, and to 9, which is the highest. Um, IELTS preparatory courses in Iran are mostly categorized between short and providing candidates with the required skills and strategies for completing the test successfully. Uh, Teachers for such courses are pressed by both the candidates who need their IELTS score as soon as possible and the institutes which expect successful courses for their advertisement. IELTS assesses the required language skills in the test takers who need to handle academic tasks in their later foreign education. Therefore, the test preparatory courses should mirror university tasks which are necessary for graduating from someone's education. Studies show that preparatory courses in Iran are generally of three types, as an independent part-time courses that was relatively short, as an optional component of a full-time general English program, and as integrated component of an extended full-time course in English for academic purposes. As you can see in the PowerPoint, these courses had the aim of preparing candidates for academic module of IELTS, whether an independent course providing candidates with strategies and skills required in the test by focusing on the components of the course, or a general course with the aim of improving candidates' general proficiency, academic skills, and finally making the students familiar with the test. There's a great difference between these two courses. The most obvious one is who had the control of these lessons. In the first course, teacher is in the complete control of the class and spend most of the time of the class teaching the strategies for taking the test. On the other hand, in the second class teacher mostly serve the role of an somehow assistant for learners practicing individually or in pairs. Regarding the content, the first course content is mostly IELTS-like materials, but on the contrary, the second class covered a wider range of materials with the purpose of teaching language skills. Therefore, to better understand and explain its effect on teaching, a comprehensive evaluation of the test preparation program, of course, is necessary. As you can see in the next PowerPoint, this study also showed that preparatory courses are mainly teacher-centered and test-oriented. Dominant activities are test practice, test skills-focused exercises, and explanation of the format and content of the IELTS modules and test-taking procedures. The instruction also focused on language awareness, especially on the discourses and linguistic elements relevant to actually doing the test. The focus on language was interested into the modeling, the responses, reflections, and test items, and giving feedback on practice tests. On IELTS observational studies between courses aimed at IELTS preparation with those with purposes other than exam preparation says that, unfortunately, mostly the focus is on learning the strategies of testing rather than focusing on effective learning. But as regulations in many institutes of higher education in countries where English is the medium of instruction, require students to sit for higher stakes language tests as an entry requirement. So it seems interest in taking part in these exams will be growing day by day. The necessity of having English certificates and how one can increase language learners' performance on higher stakes tests is leading some other institutes to do some tests called mock tests. This question motivated the researchers to conduct a study and to somehow investigate the effect of mock tests on Iranian IELTS candidates over overall performance on the IELTS exam. Recent studies conducted in the EFO, to say, context of Iran on high-stakes tests, such as the IELTS indicate insufficiencies in terms of both research and learners' performance. Most of the studies have their focus ported on specific aspects of IELTS tests, such as the writing skill. In addition, although mock tests are used in many language centers across the country, research on their effect is few. Therefore, there is no evidence whether or not the effect of mock tests on IELTS candidates' performance is statistically significant. So, as you can see, IELTS courses and institutes for making mock IELTS tests are nowadays being looked as a new industry in Iran, and unfortunately, I believe that nowadays there is more focus on tests rather than the efficiency of the learning itself. That's all, and thanks for your attention.